Hello and welcome to another YouTube video. I am Robert and today we're going to be solving the big problem that most beginners are dealing with. How do I progress in the gym? And by far, this is a very valid question and we are going to solve this here today. But there's something that I would really like to stress before we even delve into this video. This takes time, this takes consistency with these points. If you're not willing to put in the time and effort and stay consistent, this video is not for you, and you should probably just click off and look at something else. All right. So, with that being said, if you are serious, then stay through the rest of this video, and this will be good information for you to use so you can continuously progress. So, with these 3 points, we're going to start with point number one, and that is your training style. Many people have all of this information coming in through a plethora of avenues of information, social media, blogs, websites, all of these things. But I'm going to simplify it with something that works for me. And once I found this, this is something I've decided to do indefinitely, and that is high intensity training. Now, with high intensity training, this is very simple and very effective. You do 2 sets to failure. That means using all of your energy and making sure that there's nothing left in the tank in each set. And when you are doing this after each set, I would typically rest anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes or even more if need be. It really is just that simple. And for our rep ranges here, I would typically go anywhere between 6 to 8, or if I'm feeling like it, anywhere between 8 to 10. That is just my preference, right? But the general principle is 6 to 8. So anytime you surpass that, that is when you are able to have the ability to just increase the weight here. Another thing I like to stress so much here is injury prevention. People think that they can just get away with whatever heavy weight they have, do what information that I'm doing, can just do whatever. Not the case. You will get hurt if you think that you can just do whatever you want, right? You've seen it time and time again with social media posts, people using too much weight than they can handle and ultimately doing something very regrettable. But this will not be you today as long as you stick with proper technique and proper form. When you have these things dialed in, that is when you are going to be able to stay in the game for a very long time. Trust me, you do not want to be one of those people. Now, this brings us to point number two. What is our dieting look like? You cannot just eat whatever and then expect to grow, right? Your dieting must be on point, and you can't outtrain a bad diet. Plain and simple. So, with that being said, besides anything about losing weight, gaining weight, maintaining weight, we are just simply going to look at this one aspect of dieting, and that is our protein intake. My general rule of thumb here is 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I keep it very simple for myself, and if need be, maybe even 0.8 if I am not able to hit that metric all the time, right? But most of the time, I'm trying to hit that, if not increase it by a little bit more. If you are able to stay consistent with that on top of your training, is by far one of the biggest keys to your success, and you will grow. Now, this brings us to point number three. I like to bring us a quick little mental illustration. Imagine you are building this big castle, right? And it has all the bells and whistles and it looks amazing. But then all of a sudden, it just gets completely swept on the floor and it's gone now, right? With that being said, if you cannot hit this third point, this is what it will feel like, right? And that is your recovery. If you cannot recover properly, do not expect yourself to perform properly. Sleep and being able to have rest days are going to be vital. When you are resting, you are growing, believe it or not. People may think that they can get away with 5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I've literally just had an experience where I had one of the weakest workouts because I had 5 hours and less of sleep. And that was just really bad, right? Could I have prevented it? Absolutely. And I took full accountability of it. So that is why we have to make sure that our recovery is on point, because it's like completely demoing a huge castle that you built brick by brick because you decided to just stay up late. All right. You have to be able to understand this concept and go all the way with it. No ifs, ands, or buts here. All right. So if you are able to take all three of these concepts, put them together, and stay consistent with them day in, day out, you will progress. And it really is that simple. Hope this information helps. And if you are looking for more content like this to help yourself, whether physically and or mentally, be sure to subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next YouTube video. All right.